Well, hello, and thank you for being here. This week's talk is on human growth hormone and menopause. And so, yes, you can take HGH, but I am talking about producing HGH in the body. That is my push with everything that I teach, no matter what health topic it's on, is how can we do it naturally? Because when we do things naturally, there's no side effects. When we do things with engineered products, we end up with side effects. And so today I'm going to give you a pretty in-depth talk about creating HGH naturally. And we're going to talk about why it's important, how it impacts the body, and I really want you to walk away from here today with a really good understanding of it. And feel free to ask questions if something is confusing, because I can break it down, take it to another level for you. And I am a research geek. Um, I don't know if I'm qualified, if I qualify as being called a scientist, but I spend a lot of time doing research, and that's what makes me different than a lot of coaches. I didn't just get degrees. I never stop studying. I'm always getting another certificate or degree in something. And I work with a team of scientists and doctors in my nutrition company, in my supplement company. And so I have access to other brains to pick, and I have access to this crazy scientific portal where I can research anything. So please ask away. So let's get to this talk. So we're going to talk about the role of human growth hormone, HGH, in menopause and how it affects aging and health. And so brief overview of HGH, it is a hormone produced by the pituitary gland that stimulates growth, cell repair, and you're going to hear me talk a lot about cell repair because I specialize in cellular nutrition. It is my jam. I could teach it in my sleep. But that is how, if we don't repair our cells, we can't regenerate the body. And they have learned so much about regenerating the body that they didn't used to know. It's absolutely amazing. And I'll even get to some of those talks later in the program. So HGH is known for the role in growth and development during childhood and adolescence, but also has significant effects in adults. And so we're going to focus on how HGH is linked to menopause and why understanding it is essential for women over 40. And so the role of HGH in tissue growth repair. So it stimulates the production of proteins like collagen, which helps maintain skin elasticity and other key growth factors essential for muscle and bone health. So there's a lot of confusion out there. You know, you're seeing a lot of coaches pushing eat protein. Our body has to have the nutrients to produce proteins, and that is different than eating a protein, okay? And so I don't push eating as much protein as most of the coaches you're seeing out there. And I'll do another talk more in depth about that, but why am I against all this protein that they're pushing? Because that overworks our kidneys and our liver. We are going to see a lot of people in time that have been doing this abuse of protein end up with kidney disease and non-alcoholic fatty liver disease, because you can actually create that quickly in your body. And my whole mission is to help you keep your organs healthy for healthy aging. Okay, so we don't want to work on our menopause and work on our physique and only worry about what we look like in the mirror. We want to work on the entirety of the body and aging well. And menopause is just menopause repair, menopause reversal, if you will, lessening the symptoms, is a healthy side effect of everything I teach. Okay, so it stimulates the production of proteins like collagen, which helps maintain skin elasticity and other key growth factors essential for muscle and bone health. And it regulates fat metabolism and helps in muscle mass preservation. And that doesn't mean huge, bulky muscle. That just means the muscle that you build, it helps you preserve it. So the natural decline of HGH with age HGH secretion typically peaks during childhood and adolescence, but begins to decline in adulthood, especially during and after menopause. But let's even unpack. Let's go back to childhood and adolescence in case some of you are raising kiddos. Friends, we've got to be cognizant of, have cognizance of what we're feeding our kiddos, because their bodies right now are developing tools to age well. And so the myth of, oh, it's a kid, they can eat what they want, that is a big, fat, hairy, dangerous lie. And that goes along with the myth of, oh, you're thin, you can eat what you want. Big, fat, hairy lie. So it's my mission to debunk all that crap. So by age 40, HGH levels start decreasing. And by menopause, levels can be significantly lower, contributing to age-related changes. And so I'm saying age-related changes, but guess what? It doesn't have to be. Age is not an excuse. Age is not a disease. We don't have to age poorly. I'm living proof, and so are many of my clients. If you don't know my story, at 49, I was sick, falling apart, 5 diagnoses, 60 pounds overweight, and I had 30 years experience in this industry. What changed? So I changed my education, changed my foundation, went a holistic route, started working with holistic doctors, holistic scientists, and learned that everything that they are teaching in our government-run education, they basically are giving you enough information to keep you sick. Why? Because keeping you sick is profitable. Age has nothing to do with it. We should be able to age really well. And yes, our body will break down. Our body will wear out, right? I mean, look at it like an old car. You might polish that car. You might change the oil all the time, but there's going to come a point in time when the car just doesn't run anymore. And maybe there aren't even replacement parts for it anymore, right? That is how our body, we should just live well. And all of a sudden, one day, it's our day to go. We shouldn't have spent the last years, the last decades miserable and struggling. Okay. And that is what you're going to learn about through this whole program. I hope you stick it out through at least a year, because every week I'm going to have a very educational talk. We're going to focus on menopause, bone health, and GLP-1 production, because those are all very important to fight menopause. But I'm going to touch on a lot of anti-aging topics that you're going to be able to put into action to help you just age better and help those people you love, the other people in your household age better. So HGH and menopause, it's what we're here to talk about. Symptoms of menopause that HGH may help alleviate. Decrease muscle mass. So as HGH levels drop, muscle mass can decrease, leading to weakness and fatigue. Increase fat deposition. So decreased HGH levels are linked with an increase in fat, particularly around the abdominal area. Bone density loss. Lower HGH levels can contribute to bone thinning, increasing the risk of osteoporosis. Skin aging. Lower HGH levels affect collagen production, which can lead to sagging skin and wrinkles. And yes, we can take collagen. We should take collagen as we age. We have a great collagen with ShowFit, has all 5 types of collagen. So don't be misled by like the collagen they're selling at Sam's Club. I've looked at it and it is not all 5 types. Costs more than our collagen costs with the lifetime discount you get. And it isn't going to do everything that our collagen is going to do. Ours is about so much more than skin, hair, and nails. Ours is also gut health, sleep. Good collagen should cover a gamut of things, in joints, all kinds of things, bone reproduction. And so you can reach out to me about that. But lower HGH levels affect collagen production. And so you're going to learn today how to increase your HGH naturally. But as we age, we really should be taking a collagen supplement. So HGH's potential role in mitigating menopause symptoms. So studies suggest that HGH supplementation may help improve body composition, reduce fat, and increase lean muscle mass. And when I say supplementation, I don't necessarily just mean like a pill in a bottle. I mean doing activities, whether it's exercise or eating differently, that is a form of supplementation. We need to be focusing a little more on the way we eat and the way we exercise as we age to naturally create HGH. So HGH could also help improve bone density and strength, super important, to reducing the risk of osteoporosis in postmenopausal women. And I'm really, osteoporosis is near and dear to my heart. My mother stood up out of a chair at 50, broke her hip, and never walked again. She spent 22 years going from a walker to a wheelchair to a hospital bed because she had that form of osteo that if you sneezed, you could break a bone. So that's my heredity. So if any of you have been looking at me thinking, well, she just has great genes, friends, my heredity is not good. And that's why I fight every day to be well. Okay. It is a constant battle to be well, but it's not hard. It's just, shifting some things that I'm going to teach you. So enhanced HGH's potential role also enhanced skin elasticity and wrinkle reduction have been observed in some studies. So offering a potential solution for skin aging. So the link between HGH and aging, how HGH supports anti-aging processes. So known as the anti-aging hormone. So we are talking about hormones here, which we know menopause is affected by hormones. And when any hormone is off, every hormone is off. So known as the anti-aging hormone because of its ability to rejuvenate tissues and organs, improve energy levels, and boost metabolism. Research suggests that HGH may help in slowing the aging process by supporting the body's natural regeneration processes. Regular exercise, sleep, and healthy diet can help maintain HGH levels naturally, but it's not just any exercise, and we're going to get to that. So natural ways to boost HGH. Exercise should be high intensity interval training, HIIT. And I'm putting a HIIT workout in this program every week for you. So if you start doing that every morning, I suggest you do it right out of get up in the morning, get dressed, hydrate yourself, and do a 20-minute workout with me. And why do I suggest that? Because HGH production so when you start making your body do that in the morning, your HGH production is going to run all day. Okay. But if you wait until the middle of the day, your body's already used up some of its gas. You're not going to do as good of a workout. And you're only going to produce the HGH for a little while till you go to sleep again and your body starts repairing your body. So we want your body to produce HGH all day. Okay. So strength training and compound exercises, so squats, deadlifts, things like that, engage large muscle groups, stimulating the pituitary gland to reduce more HGH. Sleep is a factor for ways to boost HGH. So it is primarily secreted during deep sleep, particularly during the first few hours of the night. So prioritizing 7 to 9 hours of sleep can help support natural HGH production. I will get to teaching on sleep one day soon, and you'll have a better understanding of how to improve your sleep. But if your nutrition isn't great, your sleep's not going to be great. Then you're not going to have the energy to exercise without good sleep and good nutrition. So it all boils in, it all works together like a well-oiled cog. And so nutrition, so protein-rich foods, amino acids found in protein can support HGH production, especially the amino acid L-arginine. And I will teach on amino acids as well. I have a teaching on that. It takes a couple nights to teach. I'm very knowledgeable in amino acids because we have the best quality protein. And so I wanted to understand the amino acids. Why do we have the protein we do? Why are we consuming this? What's it doing for our body? I'm like that little 3-year-old that asks why. Everything has to make sense to me, and then I can break it down and make it make sense for you. But when I'm saying protein-rich foods, I'm not saying push the protein like a lot of these coaches. If we're not also getting our healthy fats and getting them from the right place, like keto is not the right place to get healthy fats. If you're doing high dairy, you're killing your brain, you're killing your arteries, killing your kidneys, killing your liver. So don't want to be doing that. But you want to be getting enough protein. And so how much is enough protein? So 0.7 to 1 gram per per pound of lean body mass. So what does that even mean? Because you hear these coaches talk about 1 to 1.5 grams per body weight. They are way overdosing you with protein. And so that looks like I weigh 128-ish pounds. That is 40 to 60 grams of protein a day. A lot of these coaches don't even know what you weigh, and they're telling you to eat 120 grams a day. And so they are abusing your kidneys. We will have a talk on that. And your kidneys are not a muscle. They can break down, and that is not good. We don't want that to happen. So nutrition is GABA, gamma aminobutyric acid. So certain foods such as oats and nuts, and we want steel cut oats always, can help raise levels of GABA, which promotes HGH secretion. And so nuts, if we're trying to lose weight, we want to be careful with, but I eat nuts every day. I have them in my cereal. I have them, I snack on them, and I just don't abuse them, right? And so if you're trying to lose weight, don't want to abuse the nuts, but you do want to have them every day because, man, do they have great nutrients in them, proteins and great fats. So healthy fats, omega-3 fatty acids found in fatty fish, salmon and mackerel, flax seeds or ground flax, and walnuts. I put walnuts in my cereal every morning for a couple of reasons. One, I'm a crunchy. I love to have crunchy food. So walnuts help with the crunchy, but they also they help maintain healthy cell membranes, which support hormonal production. And walnuts also help your lungs and your brain. So don't overlook the walnuts, even just eating a couple walnuts a day. So HGH therapy for menopause. So let's just cover this supplementation, pros and cons of that, but we're not going to dive into that because I'm really, really a bigger fan of doing everything natural. And you know, you might think if you're still under the guise that getting shots and getting pills and doing things like that to lose weight or to be healthy, it's just not how it works. There's always going to be a side effect. So, you know, maybe you over time have been on a medication. I would never tell you to go off a medication. I can't do that. But what happens with my clients is they start getting better blood work and then their doctors take them off medication. Okay. But whenever you're taking a medication, medications are designed to mimic things our body naturally does. And the thing is, there's a couple levels of that. If we take a medication to make it happen, one, it's engineered and our body won't recognize it, so there will be side effects. Two, our body will start saying, I don't have to do this job anymore. And our body will do the job less well. So very many reasons to use nutrition and exercise to be healthy. So what is HGH therapy? So in some cases, HGH therapy may be prescribed to postmenopausal women to help restore HGH levels. It's typically administered through injections, but some oral supplements claim to support HGH production. And pros and cons of HGH supplementation. So while HGH therapy may offer benefits like enhanced muscle tone, improved skin elasticity, and fat reduction, there are potential side effects such as joint pains, swelling, and an increased risk of certain conditions like diabetes. And so we don't want to increase those things. So it is important to speak with a healthcare provider before pursuing HGH therapy to weigh the risks and benefits. And I certainly am against it. And, you know, something I want to point out, when you see these women my age and older and they're pretty toned, like I work out pretty hard. And so, yes, their genetics would play a part in that. But when they're like really buff and ripped, they are probably getting some kind of hormone therapy. So women don't naturally age like that. Okay. And I can promise you, I am not, you know, using any of that engineered stuff. So now we are going to talk about the role of HGH in women's health. So how HGH supports health. And you may hear a little bit of repetition as I teach. This talk's going to be an hour-ish, not sure. But it depends on how much I go off and try to explain more for you because I really love to break it down. And especially when things come to my mind, I love to share stories of my experience. Not because it's the Marcy show, because but I like you to know I can relate to you. But hearing it in repetition will, maybe you didn't hear me say something the first time, or maybe it explains it a little better. And that's why I teach that way. So how HGH supports health. Human growth hormone is a critical hormone that plays a significant role in several key functions within the body. It is produced by the pituitary gland and has a direct impact on maintaining lean muscle mass, bone density, skin elasticity, and fat metabolism. So as a growth promoting hormone, it stimulates protein synthesis and cell growth, which are vital for muscle repair, tissue regeneration, and overall physical strength. In addition, HGH plays a pivotal role in regulating metabolism, encouraging the body to burn fat for energy and helping balance blood sugar levels. So lean muscle mass, HGH supports the growth and repair of muscles. And let me go back, because when I was talking about how much protein we should consume, and I said lean body mass, my lean body mass at 128 pounds runs about 85 pounds. So that's how I calculate how much protein I should be getting. It's based on my lean body mass, not my full weight, times 0.7 to 0.1 or to 1 point grams of protein per pound. Okay. And if you want me to help you calculate your protein, reach out to me and I'm happy to do that. So maintaining lean muscle mass is key to staying strong, maintaining metabolic rate, and preventing conditions like sarcopenia, age-related muscle loss. So bone density, HGH plays a vital role in maintaining bone health, helping to prevent osteoporosis by promoting bone regeneration and strength. This is crucial for women, especially as they approach menopause, when estrogen levels decline and bone density may decrease. Skin elasticity, HGH contributes, to collagen production, which keeps the skin firm and elastic. Collagen production naturally decreases with age, leading to wrinkles and sagging skin. Proper HGH levels help mitigate these effects by promoting skin regeneration and improving the skin's overall structure. So fat metabolism, HGH helps the body burn fat for energy. As we age, this process can slow down, but maintaining healthy levels of HGH encourages the body to use fat stores efficiently, which can aid in maintaining a healthy weight. And so let's unpack this, like fat metabolism and then the body slowing down. So you've probably seen fat burners on the market or metabolism boosters on the market. Friends, those age your organs. We do not want to use products like that. It screams to me that a company doesn't care about you if they even market a product like that. And I won't use any product they sell, because all they're looking at is profit. They're looking at the lady that, and I've been this lady that wanted to burn fat or speed up your metabolism. And now that I understand cellular nutrition and how our organs slow down naturally, so we age better, so that the organs need to slow down so that they last. Okay, because if our kidneys don't last, then we're either we're going to pass from some form of kidney issue or heart attack or something like that. Other organs can cause heart issues, and I'll talk about why heart disease and heart attacks are a higher prevalence of death than other organs. And a lot of times it's other organ failure causing that, but I will dive into that one day too. But we want to burn fat and burn energy and increase our HGH and increase this stuff naturally so that we don't age our organs. Okay, we want to baby those organs. Think about if you're a mom or grandma, when that new baby and you do everything, you have to do everything for it. That's what we need to be doing for our organs to age well. Okay, so HGH and aging, as we age, HGH production naturally declines starting in the mid-20s. This reduction in HGH contributes significantly to some of the visible and physical visible and physical signs of aging that many women experience. Wrinkles, muscle loss, fat gain, and reduced energy levels are all partially a result of this decrease in HGH levels. And let me increase my text here a little bit. There we go. So since HGH is responsible for promoting muscle growth, tissue repair, and fat metabolism, the decrease in this hormone and with age leads to slower recovery times, decreased muscle tone, and an increase in fat accumulation, especially around the abdomen. We can fight all this. So this decline in HGH is often seen as one of the reasons why many women experience a slower metabolism and greater difficulty maintaining a healthy body composition as they get older. HGH's role in hormonal balance. HGH does not work in isolation. So nothing in our body works in isolation. So that is why, when we're looking at these quick fixes and so many products on the market, tons and tons of them are marketed as the answer or the quick fix. Friends, there's never going to be. Get our nutrition right, start moving our body, everything is going to work like a well-oiled machine. All right. They are banking on you wanting that quick fix. Okay. And so HH does not work in isolation. It is interconnected with other hormones such as estrogen, progesterone, which are especially important for women's health during menopause. When estrogen and progesterone levels drop or fluctuate, HGH can help mitigate some of these symptoms by assisting in the maintenance of bone density, skin health, and muscle mass. HGH works alongside estrogen to support healthy bone metabolism and maintain strength, and its role in fat metabolism is crucial in balancing the body's shifting metabolic demands during this period. And so let's unpack this. I see a lot of coaches that I think are doing a great job, but they're fitness coaches. They're not. I'm a nutritionist. I kind of cover the gamut, and we'll talk more about my education and background another time. I don't like to talk about it because I don't want to be compared to other people with the same degrees that don't bring what I know I bring to the table, because I am dedicated to you. And I'm not saying, oh, I'm great. I'm saying I am relentless. I never stop researching for you, right? So when you've got a coach that might be a great fitness coach and they're helping women in their 40s do these HGH producing workouts, that is bringing your body to a decent level and maybe helping you fight a little bit of your metabolism symptoms, but it's not doing it to the level it could do with nutrition. I wasn't even doing HGH burning workouts, which now I swear by. At 60, I want all those benefits. But at 49, turning 50, when I started repairing my health and started, losing weight, reversing disease, I was doing it all with nutrition. I lost 60 pounds all with my diet. I didn't get to the gym for 4 years. I was using excuses. Yeah, so I can relate to excuse makers, and I try to pull those excuses away from you, but been there, promise I've been there. I'm not on a pedestal, that I'm not someone that has done everything perfect. Okay. And that, I think that gives me the ability to understand you and teach you better. But if you're only doing it with exercise, so you might be thinking, well, that's okay. I can eat what I want and exercise. You're going to get about 50% the results. It's why you're still having horrific menopausal symptoms or not as good as they could be. And you're also not fighting all the other health issues that you could be fighting and preventing, so that you turn around and in post-menopause, you have no health issues. And that's what I want to do for you. Okay. That's what I want to teach you to do. So, let's see. Where did I leave off? Okay. Additionally, HGH and estrogen both have a shared influence on skin elasticity and tissue regeneration, which is why women often notice changes in their skin, joints, and muscles during menopause when both hormones decline. Progesterone also works synergistically with HGH in managing stress responses and balancing mood. Two factors that are often impacted during the menopause transition. And, let's even talk about mood. We will get more into mood when we talk about menopause and brain health. And that's around the corner. And with mood, they have known that food causes depression and anxiety. They've known this for 2 or 3 decades. But it's much easier to write a prescription, and it is much more profitable for doctors in big pharma to write a prescription. And so that's why you're not even taught that food is responsible for your moods. So All of these things that I'm even talking about that, yes, are menopausal symptoms, we don't have to have most of them. So, so in summary, human growth hormone plays a foundational role in maintaining vital functions like muscle mass, bone health, skin elasticity, and fat metabolism. As women age, especially during menopause, the natural decline in HGH contributes to visible signs of aging and other physical changes. Balancing HGH with other hormones, such as estrogen and progesterone, helps mitigate some of these effects, supporting overall health and wellness. Maintaining healthy levels of HGH, whether through lifestyle, exercise, or potential therapies, is crucial for women seeking to maintain vitality, energy, and a healthy body composition as they navigate the aging process. And so now let's talk about the impact of menopause on hormonal changes. So the onset of menopause. Menopause is a natural biological process that marks the end of a woman's reproductive years. So that's technically all menopause is. Should be the end of our menses, the end of our period, okay? But we end up having all these horrid side effects. And did you know there are countries that don't even have a word for menopause because they don't have, women don't suffer from it. They have their natural body process, stop having menstruation. And imagine having no side effects, no symptoms. And I can relate to, I've been on the bad side of it, and then I've been on the really good side of it when I was still in menopause. So post-menopause is not why I'm on the good side of it. I repaired my menopause in the middle of menopause. So I know it can be done and my clients are seeing it. So it typically occurs around the age of 50, though it can happen earlier or later. Menopause is defined as having gone 12 consecutive months without a menstrual period. However, the process doesn't happen all at once. It's gradual, and the stages of menopause are divided into perimenopause, menopause, and postmenopause. So perimenopause, this stage can begin several years before menopause and is characterized by irregular periods and hormonal fluctuations. It usually starts in a woman's 40s, but can start earlier. Mine started at 38. And during this phase, the ovaries gradually produce less estrogen. So menopause, this is the point when a woman has not had a period for 12 consecutive months. It marks the end of the ovarian function, and the production of estrogen and progesterone significantly decreases. Postmenopause, this stage begins after menopause and continues for the rest of a woman's life. Hormone levels stabilize at lower levels, but the absence of estrogen can have long-term effects on bone health, metabolism, and other areas of health. And we can increase our estrogen and everything that we need to have in our body. We can balance it better with nutrition. Okay. If you're already getting some type of hormone therapy, I am not telling you to go off of it, but add all of this in and see if you can't maybe take less of the therapy, or if you're getting like hormone pellets or something, get it less often, things like that. Because again, the less we can use an engineered product, the longer we're going to live healthfully. Okay, so, let's even open that up. I've had people reach out to me and say, ask me why I'm afraid to die. And I'm not afraid to die at all. What I want is to live so good until the day Jesus says, come on, girl, we're done. You did your job, we're done. And I don't want to, I watched my mother, as I already said, spend 2 decades miserable, in pain, unable to function. The last few years were horrid because she was really addicted to pain pills, couldn't function without them. And, she didn't even always know what day it was. She had medication created dementia, because before they gave her medication in the morning, she was pretty cognizant. And then they would come in the nursing home and give her medication. And within an hour, she didn't even know what the hell she was talking about. So really not the best way to live. And I've witnessed it. And so it's where my passion comes from. So estrogen and progesterone decline. During menopause, the body's production of estrogen and progesterone declines dramatically. Estrogen in particular plays a crucial role in regulating the menstrual cycle and maintaining various bodily functions. As estrogen levels drop, it can lead to symptoms like hot flashes, night sweats, mood swings, fatigue, and sleep disturbances. But that's not the only cause of those things. There's other diseases that cause them, and I'm going to do a talk on that as well. You just saw one of my tricks for drinking water. If you are somebody that does not love water, doesn't, I like water, but I find that I will just grab it and take a sip. So I make myself, it's a mental tool I created for myself. Use it if it works for you. If I count to 5 or 7 as I'm chugging water, then I've drank about this much water. And it helps me consume more water throughout the day. And I also have to, like, I get up in the morning and I start with a bottle of water with some spices in it. I'll teach on that. Um, and I have to consume this bottle of water before I'm allowed a cup of coffee. That also makes it so that I don't have my coffee for about an hour after I'm up and helps my cortisol level off. And that's another teaching. But I have to have bottles of water between my cups of coffee or tea. It's just a trick I play with my own mind, and it works for me. Maybe it will work for you as well. I'm big on helping you create emotional tools for your toolbox, and everybody's toolbox is different. So progesterone, which helps balance estrogen and regulate the menstrual cycle, also decreases during menopause. This imbalance between estrogen and progesterone can lead to irregular periods and exacerbate many of the symptoms associated with menopause. The reduction in estrogen also affects other areas such as bone density. Lower estrogen levels contribute to an increased risk of osteoporosis, bone thinning, making bones weaker and more susceptible to fractures. Heart health. Reduced estrogen levels can negatively impact heart health by affecting cholesterol levels and increasing the risk of cardiovascular disease. So HGH decline during menopause, alongside the decline in estrogen and progesterone, human growth hormone, HGH, levels also decrease significantly as women age, particularly during menopause. HGH plays a pivotal role in maintaining muscle mass, bone density, and metabolic function. As HGH production declines, several noticeable effects occur. Metabolism slowdown. Lower HGH levels can contribute to slower metabolism, which makes it easier to gain weight, particularly around the abdomen. This metabolic shift can lead to increased fat storage and a reduction in energy levels. Muscle loss. HGH is essential for maintaining muscle mass, and as its levels drop, muscle tissue can deteriorate more quickly. This loss of muscle mass can contribute to weakness, joint pain, and mobility issues. Fat accumulation, a decline in HGH and other hormones, combined with changes in metabolism and a poor diet, can result in more fat storage, especially in areas like the belly and hips. Decreased energy levels. HGH helps maintain energy and vitality, and as its production slows, it can contribute to feelings of fatigue and lack of stamina. So while menopause is a natural part of aging, the hormonal changes, especially the decline in estrogen, progesterone, and HGH, can have a significant impact on a woman's overall health, energy levels, and well-being. So understanding how these hormonal shifts work and how they affect the body can help women better manage symptoms and seek strategies to maintain vitality during and after this transition. And friends, manage is not a good word in medicine. I have so many people come to me and say, well, my doctor's managing my diabetes. My doctor's managing my osteoporosis. We want to optimize it. We don't want to manage it. You know, you might look at, oh, Marcy's helping me manage my health. Okay, you know, could that verbiage be correct? Yes, but we want to optimize it. I don't like the word manage. And that is, doctors throw that around like they're doing you a favor when they're doing nothing for you. So the relationship between HGH and menopause symptoms. As women approach menopause, hormonal changes occur that significantly impact various aspects of their health, including energy levels, body composition. So you may have seen a change in your build, in your physique. And if you have seen my before and after, And, I just want to throw this out there. I've had people write me and say, I never looked like that in a bikini, so I'm never going to. That's not a reason to not take care of yourself. Okay. I was able to get my body back into the shape that it's in today. My goal for you is to get your health in and your health first, focus on health, and your body in as good a fitness as we can. So it is never an excuse because you're built differently, you've never been thin or fit. Those are not excuses to not work on your health. That is what my wish is for you, is your best health. And so I've had people, why do you pose in a bikini? Because you know what, it might make somebody look and go, oh my gosh, look at the transition. I want to do that. And it's not about, I want to look like Marcy. And, sometimes we bring that to the table and we don't even realize it. I was talking to my hairdresser about that. She said women will come in with pictures of how they want their hair. She's a great hairdresser. She'll do exactly what you ask. And then they're not happy because what they're not even realizing mentally is they wanted to look like the whole picture. Well, your face isn't going to change. Okay. It's just your hair. And so if you're looking at, well, I want to work with Marcy because I want to look like that, thank you, but please step away from those thoughts. Let's get you healthy and let's see what your body does. All right. And you might be sending me pictures like schooling me saying, girl, look what I look like. And that's okay too. I hope that for you. I wish that for you. So in this section, we'll explore how the decline of HGH during menopause contributes to several challenges that women experience and how maintaining optimal HGH levels can help mitigate these issues. So fatigue and low HGH levels. One of the most common complaints during menopause is fatigue or low energy. And you can tell I'm high energy. I've kind of always been this way, but I remember at 49 when I was struggling, suffering, I couldn't even plan what I was going to do the next day. Severe fatigue, naps all day, never wanted to do anything. Slept 10 hours at night and napped all day. That's fatigue. That's low energy. So, which can be linked to the decline of HGH levels. HGH plays a critical role in maintaining energy levels by stimulating the production of other hormones involved in metabolism and cellular repair. As HGH levels naturally drop, many women experience a noticeable decrease in stamina and an increased sense of tiredness. So research shows that HGH influences sleep quality by promoting deeper restorative sleep, and as HGH decreases, so does the quality of sleep, often contributing to fatigue and energy slumps during the day. So a study published in the Journal of Clinical Endocrinology and Metabolism found that individuals with lower levels of HGH tend to experience more fatigue and reduced vitality, which is consistent with the symptoms reported by many women during menopause. But again, we're blaming menopause for our poor nutrition and lack of exercise. Okay. And so let's even go back. Let's take this back to biblical times. Women walked miles a day. Sometimes they had to walk miles to get water. We don't do that. Women didn't have this chemicalized, adulterated food that man has created for profit and for shelf life. So women aged much better then. They had the diseases probably of not having like the cleanliness, but disinfectants and things like that. But even that can be taken too far because we need the germs in our body to, we are a germ, and so we need germs. We need to be exposed to germs to be able to fight them off. Another teaching. So, but I just want you to even think about how everything that they've done to improve our world has taken away a lot from us and created what we blame menopause for. So weight gain and muscle loss. Another common issue that arises during menopause is weight gain, particularly around the abdomen, along with muscle loss. As HGH declines, women may find it increasingly difficult to maintain a healthy weight HGH is critical for fat metabolism and muscle preservation. It helps to regulate the body's ability to burn fat while also stimulating the growth of lean muscle tissue. So when HGH levels drop, fat storage increases, especially in the abdominal area, and muscle mass decreases. This is due to a combination of factors, including slowed metabolism and the reduction in muscle building proteins like collagen and elastin, which are crucial for maintaining a firm, toned body. This makes it harder for women to stay active and fit during menopause. A study from the American Journal of Clinical Nutrition highlights the direct link between reduced HGH and increased fat accumulation, particularly around the abdominal region. And that's why I suggest, so it makes it, as I just said, makes it harder for women to stay active. So if you are somebody that is finding your energy just kind of like slumps throughout the day, another reason, first thing in the morning, get up, get your workout clothes on, do the HIIT workout with me, and get your HGH kicking. And so why did I just say that's another reason? Because when you get up in the morning, your tank of energy is full. And then you're going to increase your energy the more you do this, day after day as you do this. Okay. And can you do the HIIT workout every day? If you're using light weights, absolutely. Or you could do the HIIT workout one day and do the cardio workout the next day. So you can alternate them like that. But you certainly can do the HIIT workout every day. And the HIIT workout is cardio and resistance. So good for your bone density and good for your cardio. So, and if you have any questions about how to use workouts, let me know. And we have over 200 workouts on our fitness app. So that's something you can ask me about as well, and you get a deal on that. So a little shameless plug. So bone health. During menopause, a decrease in estrogen leads to a significant drop in bone density, contributing to conditions such as osteoporosis. However, HGH also plays an essential role in bone health. It stimulates the production of growth factors like insulin-like growth factor 1, IGF-1, which aids in bone regeneration. As HGH levels decrease during menopause, bone density also tends to decline, making bones more fragile and susceptible to fractures. And I will, let's see, make a note here for myself, because my brain is just had another thought, but I want to touch on D3. So D3 is a hormone. We are very low in D3. Most people are, especially in the United States or countries. If you're not close to the equator, you're going to be lower in D3. And D3, as I said, it's a vitamin, but it's a hormone. And the more body fat you have, the more D3 you need. Okay, so D3 gets absorbed into your cells, into your fat cells. And so that is something you may not have ever heard of, and I will do a teaching on that. But as an example, I take 10,000 to 20,000 IUs of D3 a day. And so most people are severely deficient in it, and it is why one of the reasons that we get sick, we lose hair, all kinds of different things. And again, being that it's a hormone, it's going to throw our other hormones off. So women may experience an increased risk of fractures, particularly in the hip, spine, and wrist, due to the combination of low estrogen and low HGH. This dual impact can result in compromised bone strength. Research published in Bone Journal has shown that HGH supplementation can increase bone mineral density and help reduce the risk of osteoporosis, making it a potentially important therapeutic target during menopause. And again, when I say supplementation, my brain is going to you getting your butt into gear and moving and eating better, not going to the doctor and saying, hey, I don't want to take care of myself. Give me a pill or a shot. Okay, that's my brain doesn't go there. And you know, the big pharma and doctors are counting on the fact that you won't want to help yourself. And I am counting on the fact that I'm going to pull the plug on them and we're going to take more and more away from them. So skin elasticity and aging. Another visible effect of decreasing HGH levels during menopause is the deterioration of skin health. HGH is essential for the production of collagen, the protein that gives skin its firmness, structure, and elasticity. As HGH declines, collagen production decreases, leading to sagging skin, wrinkles, and a loss of skin thickness, all common signs of aging. Doesn't have to happen. The effects of decreased HGH on the skin are often noticeable in menopause, when the body is also experiencing a decrease in estrogen, which plays a role in skin moisture and elasticity. Studies have shown that skin cells in individuals with low HGH are less capable of regenerating and healing, which can contribute to the thinning and loss of skin tone over time. This effect is compounded by a decrease in hydration, which can make the skin appear dull and less vibrant. And, our skin's going to age. I look at my hands and, I'm a 60-year-old woman. Our skin is going to age. We're going to get signs of aging, but they don't have to be so extreme. Okay. And keep in mind, your skin is an organ. We've got to take care of it. So maintaining optimal HGH levels through natural methods such as exercise, particularly strength training, adequate sleep, and nutrient-rich foods can help alleviate some of the symptoms associated with the decline of HGH during menopause. HGH supplementation, if prescribed by a healthcare professional, can also be an option for women who experience severe symptoms due to low levels of HGH. So that could be like a short-term thing. Even if you're listening to this and thinking, what, I need this to happen faster because you're feeling that poorly, then I can understand why you might go to supplementation. Okay. But let's get your butt moving with your morning workouts, change your nutrition, and you're going to see improvements. So focusing on a balanced diet that includes essential amino acids, vitamin D, and healthy fats. And we do not want to get our vitamin D from milk and dairy, dairy, cheese, all that is horrific for us. Our children don't even need dairy. So I want you to think about this. When we produce milk, we're growing a baby, right? Or we grow a baby, we produce milk after the fact. And that is why cows produce milk for their calves. And for them to continue, they were never supposed to continue to produce milk. So they have to give them hormones, and then their udders get raw. So they have to give them antibiotics. And guess who's consuming all of that and storing it in our body fat? We are. And so that contributes to our horrific menopause. And we've been lied to about calcium. We do not get calcium from dairy. Worst place to get calcium. We get calcium from vitamin D, and we get vitamin D from many foods and the sun and vitamin D specific supplementation. We have to stop relying on dairy because it is the root of many, many diseases. And it's very, very profitable for the doctors and big pharma and dangerous for us. So again, balanced diet that includes essential amino acids. You now have an understanding of vitamin D, healthy fats and minerals can support HGH production and reduce some of the impacts of menopause. Foods like lean protein, fatty fish, nuts, seeds, and leafy greens are all excellent choices to help balance hormones and promote skin, bone, and muscle health. And if you think that I'm off my rocker talking about dairy, there is a book by Dr. Levy. I'm a big fan of Dr. Levy, Levy. It's on Amazon. It is called Death by Calcium. Read that book. And, another thing to do is go down the rabbit holes when you read a book. Look at the citations. Like all this research I did, I have all the citations listed. So if you wanted to go down rabbit holes, you could say, hey, Marcy, could you tell me more about? And I can give you the citation. I don't mind, letting you do some research yourself. And when you are reading books, if you buy my books or you buy books by doctors or anything, visit those citations and do more research. The only problem is sometimes it's not easy to decipher to the layman. That's where I come in. That's where I can come in and help you have a better understanding. So lifestyle changes to naturally boost HGH production. This is what this really was all about. So human growth hormone, HGH, is a vital hormone that plays a key role in muscle growth, fat metabolism, bone density, and overall vitality. As we age, our natural HGH production declines, and this can be particularly impactful for women during and after menopause. However, there are several lifestyle changes that can naturally boost HGH levels, helping to alleviate some of the symptoms associated with menopause. Here are the main strategies. Exercise, stimulate HGH production with movement. So regular exercise, especially strength training, HIIT, high intensity interval training, and intense cardio can significantly increase the natural production of HGH. These types of workouts challenge the body, promote the release of HGH as a response to the increased physical demand. So strength training, weightlifting, and resistance exercises engage large muscle groups, triggering HGH release to aid in muscle repair and growth. Studies have shown that strength training can elevate HGH levels in both younger and older adults. And all the research I have done for HGH to be activated, the workout needs to be about 20 minutes. I'm seeing these coaches all over the place pushing these 15-minute workouts. They're marketing to the fact that you don't want to work out or you don't want to spend a lot of time working out. And so there's 16-minute workouts in our program. And then what I've done is added 20-minute workouts, sometimes 24-minute workouts. So we're adding like a warm up and a cool down. That is going to activate your HGH. Okay. So if you look at and you're going to do one of my 16-minute workouts, I suggest you do a 5-minute warm up first and then do the 16-minute workout. Then it's going to activate your HGH, okay? Cardio, while steady state aerobic exercise like running or cycling are beneficial, combining them with sprints or interval sessions can help further stimulate HGH production. And if you're saying, well, Marcy, I hate running, so I'm out of here, you don't have to run. I like to run. I run a little. Mostly I will do sprints. I'll do interval sprints in my power walks on my treadmill. But you don't ever have to be a runner to activate your HGH. These HIIT workouts that I'm posting for you are going to do it. So sleep, the secret to natural HGH release. But here's the thing, you've got to have good sleep. And there's all these tips out there. There's even programs sold. I find it ridiculous when a program is sold, menopause specifically. I know that's what I'm doing here, but man, you're going to get so much more of a bigger education, I promise, because that's just how I work. Because all of it correlates. And then there's sleep programs and, all these different things, fasting programs. And yes, I'll educate you on that. Big on fasting, but you need to know how. Most of the teachers are teaching you wrong. And so what they'll teach you with sleep is, we'll go to bed at a consistent time and, all these things centered around sleep, not realizing that nutrition is what's screwing up your sleep. We don't get our gut health right, we're never going to sleep well. Okay. And I'm going to give you a couple tips right here to sleep. So write this down. Start with, I call it spice water. And you can create your own spice water. You don't have to buy that mud water stuff because everybody's spice water should look different. But if you struggle sleeping, in the evening, your last bit of water, put a 1/4 teaspoon of nutmeg in it, or you could put a 1/4 teaspoon of nutmeg in your tea and drink that. And that naturally helps you sleep. Plus, you're going to get all the other benefits of nutmeg. I will teach on spices. We'll get to that. I have a 3-day extensive teaching in my main program that I teach on spices. I walk my clients, handheld clients, through making their own spice water. And so we will get to that in this program. It may be a few months down the road, but we will get there. But nutmeg, I put it in my evening water, and I put sage in my evening water. Why? Sage does lots of health things, but it fights hot flashes. So I've gone from maybe having a hot flash a day. Usually I would have it like an hour into going to bed because I'll go to bed and read for an hour. And then all of a sudden I'd try to go to sleep and I'd have a hot flash or a night sweat or something. And drinking the sage water has taken that away. So sage and nutmeg can go in your evening water. And you might be thinking, well, that's going to taste really terrible. Add some cacao and you're going to get all the benefits of cacao. And let me write this down because I'm going to give you all the benefits of those 3 things. So I have a note, nutmeg, Cacao. So cacao, you'll get the benefits, but it also will give you more of a chocolatey taste. And I'm not talking cocoa, I'm talking cacao, real dark chocolate powder. And um, so if you add a quarter teaspoon of nutmeg, quarter teaspoon cacao, that's going to make it more flavorful, more easier to digest. And then a quarter teaspoon of sage. And I'm going to give you a PDF giving you all the health benefits of those three things. So you know what they're doing besides aiding in your sleep. But another thing, pistachios. Pistachios have more melatonin than any other food. And so about 5 p.m., because I go to sleep between 8 and 9, I eat a handful of pistachios, like a dozen of them every night. And so do most of my clients. And they do help you sleep, and it's natural melatonin. So very, very good for you. And then you're getting the benefits, all the other health benefits of pistachios. So just giving you those little tidbits. You're going to get lots of information like this in every talk I do. So I hope you're ready. But sleep, the secret to natural HGH release. So aim for 7 to 9 hours of sleep per night, focusing on quality rather than just duration. Friends, I'm a 5 or 6 hour sleeper. I sleep great for 5 or 6 hours, and then I'm up and my brain is this busy. But I do nap every day. So I end up getting 7 to 8 hours through a 24-hour period. If that's how you do it, that's okay. There's so much controversy on sleep. I teach on sleep and the circadian rhythm in my lifetime program. So pretty versed in that as well. But just aiming for sleep and not changing everything else, you're not going to get the good sleep. All right. So consider practices like limiting screen time before bed, and limiting screen time. That is tough for me. I'm on a computer or phone all day working. And so make sure, can you see the blue in my glasses? These are just cheaters because my vision has improved with my nutrition being better, went from bifocals to cheaters. But I always make sure every pair of glasses I purchase have blue block in them. And that limits the blue light you're getting from your screen time. So establishing a relaxing bedtime routine. And so like, what is my bedtime routine? I enjoy my spice water. Often I take a hot bath and just kind of relax. And in the bath, I'm just kind of like meditating and bringing myself down to another level. And then when I get in bed, I either read something that is going to take me away. I don't read something that's going to like excite or stress me out, right? I just read something. Oftentimes it's educational, but it's maybe a reminder of something I already know, or biblical, or something that's just going to like zen me out. Or if sometimes I'm not in the mood for TV, and I've maybe been teaching and reading or writing all day, and I'm not in the mood, I'm sorry, for a book, for reading more, then that's when I'll go to the TV, and I opt for mindless TV. Either whether it's humor or it's just I don't have to focus that hard to watch it and enjoy it. Because we want to let our brain wind down at night, right? So if you're somebody watching these action shows, or you're watching the news and getting all worked up and stressed out, and then trying to go to bed, that could be part of your problem. So try to stay away from that. So create a cool, dark environment. So, it's never healthy for us to sleep in the heat. So we want it to be cool, lots of blankets if we need them, and a dark environment. Another thing that I started doing last December was sleeping with a sleep mask, and that really helped me sleep. I notice it on my Fitbit. I have more deep sleep with the mask. And maybe you have blackout blinds. I have blackout blinds, but I also have a cat that bangs on blinds. So a sleep disruptor there. And if you haven't met Elvis yet, you will. He'll be in some kind of video because he's always in my grill. I don't know where he is right now, but so I started using a mask because we can't pull the blinds all the way down, and man, did that change my sleep. So, but research has shown that HGH secretion is closely linked to sleep patterns, with a significant amount of this hormone being released during sleep. So nutrition, eat to support HGH production. So a balanced, nutrient-dense diet is crucial for maintaining healthy HGH levels. Key nutrients that support HGH production include protein, and that doesn't mean abuse protein. Okay, it just means have some protein on your plate, and that can even be vegan protein. I work with carnivores, I work with vegans, I eat meat. You know, it's wherever you come from, I support that. Healthy fats and micronutrients, which I'm a fanatic about micronutrients. And micronutrients like vitamin D, get them from the right sources, and zinc. So protein and amino acids. Amino acids are the building blocks of protein and are essential for muscle repair, growth, and HGH production. And that is what our keto and high protein people are running with, that the amino acids are essential for muscle repair, growth, and HGH production. But what they're leaving out, or what they're not taught, is that without the fruits, vegetables, seeds, nuts, and beans, and all the phytonutrients, the plant nutrients that those do to heal your body, the amino acids can't do their job. Amino acids can't do their job alone. They require all the other things to make them do their job well. And whenever we're abusing any one thing, whether it's protein, fats, or carbohydrates, we're going to see a deficit in something in our body, whether it's organ failure, whether it's, you know, low energy, brain struggling, can show in many different ways. And when I say carbohydrates, I'm not talking bread. I don't eat bread. We don't need bread. It doesn't heal our body. Okay. When I'm talking carbohydrates, I'm talking fruits and vegetables. Okay. So that's where I get all my carbs from. And you may not believe this, but I eat 250 to 300 grams of fruits and vegetables a day, 250 to 300 grams of carbs a day. And I've had people like, I swear in a Zoom meeting, like I think they're going to pass out when they've come to me from keto, and, you know, they've been doing keto for so long, and then they're all of a sudden they're getting all this diagnosis. And then we take them over to, it's a big transition. And I call it keto brain. I have to retrain how they think about food, because they're told protein, 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 and you know, fat bombs, and worst things we can do be doing for our body. I will teach on that, and I got all the scientific data to back it. There's even information on my blog already about it if you want to step up and read about that. But amino acids, which are why protein matters, can't do their jobs right without everything else. So that's where balance comes in. I don't like the word balance, because people use the word balance as, well, balance means I should be able to go have pizza and margaritas on Friday, or, you know, I'm not poo-pooing pizza. Yes, we can have pizza, but, you know, balance doesn't mean girls' night out. Balance means balancing the nutrition as a whole. Okay. So foods like lean meats, fish, eggs, beans, and tofu are great sources. And beans, heavily. Beans are so good for you. Even on a salad that has meat on it, chicken or steak, I still put beans on it. Beans are that good for you. Arginine, an amino acid found in turkey, nuts, and seeds, has been shown to help increase HGH release. Girl doesn't eat turkey. Turkey's disgusting unless it's a mean, I'm not saying I don't like it. I'm saying what's going on in our farms. And if you're not getting it from a farmer, you know, or like my husband's a hunter, so I'll eat wild turkey. I don't eat turkey from the grocery store. Really, really, the stuff they inject it with and the way it's raised is nasty, and that stores in our body fat. So we've been sold a lie. This whole white meat is good for you is a lie. Remember when that came out? I think in the 80s we started, and then pork was the other white meat. Lie. You know, lies started with the food pyramid. They saw, wow, people listen to this. Another lie, eating multiple small meals all day. You know, the only clients of mine that I work with and encourage to eat multiple small meals a day are clients that have already had bariatric surgery and they don't have a choice. They have to eat multiple small meals. Other than that, is just not good for us. Our body cannot metabolize food and repair itself at the same time. It needs rest periods from digestion. And multiple small meals a day, when that came out, guess what? So did more diseases. And there's graphs showing all these things. There's graphs showing illness after the food pyramid, graphs showing illness after multiple small meals a day. the other white meat. That's all been about big food and big pharma profiting, and they're in cahoots together. So, healthy fats, particularly omega-3 fatty acids found in fatty fish like salmon, walnuts, and flax seeds or ground flax. So every morning in my breakfast, I have walnuts and ground flax. I start my day with all the nutrients I need to fuel my body. And that's what I want you to learn to do as well. So they play an important role in supporting the production of hormones, including HGH. Vitamin D and zinc, both of these micronutrients are involved in hormone regulation and support the production of HGH. Foods rich in vitamin D, so fatty fish, egg yolks, and while zinc can be found in pumpkin seeds, I put pumpkin seeds in my breakfast. I don't think it's in any of my recipes, but I show one morning I'll be making breakfast and show you I put lots of things in my cereal now, and pumpkin seeds aid to my crunchy and then give me nutrients as well. So beans and red meat, studies have linked vitamin D to increase HGH secretion. So we want to think about all that zinc and vitamin D. Avoid refined sugars. High sugar intake can cause spikes in insulin, which negatively impacts HGH levels. It's crucial to limit the consumption of sugary snacks, sodas, and processed foods. I eat no sugar. Haven't eaten sugar in a long time and don't crave it. I help my clients in my lifetime program. They're usually over sugar addiction. They're over the physical addiction in about 10 days. So then sometimes we have to get them over the emotional and the mental addiction. And that's, another story. So stress management, lower cortisol to boost HGH. High levels of cortisol, the body's stress hormone, can inhibit HGH production. When cortisol levels remain elevated due to chronic stress, it becomes more difficult for the body to produce and release HGH effectively. So I'm going to do a teaching on cortisol and metabolism and menopause. That will be a full teaching itself. But that's another thing that exercising first thing in the morning and not having your coffee for an hour helps balance your cortisol. So managing stress through relaxation techniques can help lower cortisol and promote a balanced hormone profile, including higher HGH levels. So yoga and meditation, there will be yoga and meditation throughout this program. These practices have been shown to reduce cortisol levels, support mental clarity, and improve overall well-being, indirectly boosting HGH levels. Deep breathing exercises. So deep breathing helps activate parasympathetic nervous system, which promotes relaxation and reduces stress. This can help lower cortisol and support healthy HGH levels. Time in nature. Spending time outdoors in natural settings, away from stressors, can also help reduce cortisol levels, which in turn supports the body's natural rhythm for producing HGH. And so if you are somebody that, I'm guilty of this, I avoid getting out because I work a lot. But man, does it do my body good. That's what I did for my 60th birthday a couple months ago. Went for a 7-mile hike on a trail here in Wyoming that I had never traversed, and I can't wait to do it again. It was so fun. It had me away from electronics. It had me away. It was, and I know people might be thinking, a lot of other things I'd love to do to celebrate a birthday, but it was such a great way to celebrate and just reel myself in. So highly suggest, if you're not somebody getting outside, get outside. And I know some of you don't live in areas where it's easy to get outside. I can relate. It's often windy here, inclement weather, things like that. But when you can get out, get out. So other holistic methods to support HGH during menopause. During menopause, women experience significant changes in their hormonal balance, including a decline in human growth hormone levels. This decline can contribute to fatigue, muscle loss, weight gain, and reduced skin elasticity, among other symptoms. Thankfully, there are several holistic methods, including herbs, supplements, and lifestyle changes that can help support the body's natural production of HGH during this stage of life. So herbs and supplements to boost HGH. Several natural herbs and supplements can support HGH production, each working through different mechanisms in the body. These options are gentle yet effective, and many of them can help mitigate the discomfort associated with menopausal symptoms while supporting overall health. So GABA, gamma aminobutyric acid, GABA is a neurotransmitter that plays a key role in calming the nervous system, reducing stress, and promoting relaxation. It also helps improve sleep quality, particularly deep sleep, which is crucial for the natural release of HGH. Research has shown that taking GABA supplements can increase HGH secretion, particularly when taken before bedtime. Since deep restorative sleep is essential for HGH production, GABA can be an excellent option to help improve sleep and support hormonal balance during menopause. L-arginine is an amino acid that has been shown to stimulate HGH release. In particular, studies have found that L-arginine supplementation can significantly increase HGH levels when taken on an empty stomach. This amino acid promotes the secretion of growth hormone by enhancing blood flow and improving the function of the pituitary gland, which is responsible for HGH production. It also supports cardiovascular health, which is important as hormonal changes during menopause can affect heart health. Ashwagandha. Ashwagandha is an adaptogenic herb known for its ability to reduce cortisol levels and support the body's stress response. Since chronic stress and elevated cortisol levels can inhibit HGH production, ashwagandha's ability to balance cortisol is a key benefit for menopausal women. In addition, it has a positive effect on metabolism and hormone balance, making it a versatile herb for overall health support during menopause. By helping to lower cortisol, ashwagandha may indirectly support healthier HGH levels. And mucuna pruriens, I may be saying that way wrong. So MUCUNA pruriens is a plant known for being a natural source of L-dopa, a precursor to dopamine. Dopamine plays a role stimulating HGH release by influencing the hypothalamus and pituitary gland. Research has shown that mucuna pruriens may support the natural release of growth hormones, improve energy levels, and enhance mood, which are all beneficial during menopause. The mood-boosting effects of mucuna pruriens can help manage some of the emotional symptoms often associated with menopause. And I am going to do a little deeper research on that one. So you will see me throughout my teaching. Sometimes I have like an epiphany, or I like, oh, I need to know more about this. And that's why my clients benefit, because I'll do research and then you guys get the information. I don't just do the research and keep it to myself. I get so excited that I share it with you. So intermittent fasting for natural HGH boost. And so something I want to point out about intermittent fasting, like I already said, there's programs out there teaching it, and they're teaching it wrong. A lot of them are telling you you can eat whatever you want in your feeding window, and that is absolutely wrong. So why do we even fast? Fasting is great for producing HGH, great for healing the body. The body cannot heal in a feeding state. And so I'm all for these 16-8, or even, once a week doing a 24-hour fast, things like that. I do a 24-hour fast every Sunday from lunch to Monday lunch. But my body's prepared for a fast. What does that even mean? If you're not sugar detoxed, you're not ready to fast. So I talk to people that are, oh, I ate so terrible yesterday, I'm going to fast tomorrow. What you're doing then is starving your body. You didn't fuel your body for the fast. For a fast to be effective, you need to be eating well, the way I teach, and then you won't even feel hungry typically in a 16 to 24-hour fast. I can easily fast 16 hours. Usually, like, I'll eat my dinner by 2 or 4, and then I don't eat my breakfast for 16 to 18 hours, sometimes 20. And I do that multiple days a week. But my body is adapted to that and ready for that. I didn't start fasting until my body had healed about 5 years. And then I started studying fasting, and I do it because it's so good for us, not because I don't love food. I love to eat. I promise you. I eat big portions, and I love food, but I also love feeling good and feeling healthy. So now let's unpack intermittent fasting a little. So it's a dietary approach where individuals cycle between periods of eating and fasting. It has gained attention for its potential to boost HGH production. During fasting, the body experiences a range of metabolic changes that support cellular repair and regeneration. One key mechanism through which intermittent fasting stimulates HGH production is autophagy, the body's process of cleaning out damaged cells and regenerating healthy ones. Autophagy is triggered during periods of fasting and can contribute to increased HGH levels, supporting healthy aging and hormonal balance. Studies have shown that intermittent fasting can significantly elevate HGH production with increases of up to 1,300% during fasting periods. This is especially beneficial for menopausal women who may already experience a drop in HGH levels due to hormonal changes. So, let's unpack that. Take the week of recipes that you got from me and use them week after week for 3 weeks, and then you're ready to fast. So if you take the recipes I give you, you don't vary from them, use them. You're going to get another week of recipes next month, but use those recipes and start doing your HIIT training in the morning. 3 weeks in, start doing intermittent fasting. Your body is going to be a crazy, well-oiled machine. So combining herbs, supplements, and lifestyle changes for maximum effect. So while individual herbs, supplements, and practices can each support HGH production, combining them with a holistic lifestyle approach will yield the best results. For instance, practicing stress management techniques such as meditation or deep breathing, maintaining balanced diet with nutrient-dense foods, staying active with regular exercise, especially strength training and high-intensity interval training, and ensuring high-quality sleep are all essential for overall health and HGH production during menopause. Integrating GABA, L-arginine, ashwagandha, and mucuna pruriens into your daily routine while combining them with intermittent fasting and mindful lifestyle practices can help optimize HGH levels and manage menopausal symptoms more effectively. And that, my friends, is the entire talk for today. And really excited to have done this for you. Please reach out if you have questions. It helps me better the program. And if you have a question, don't ever think it's dumb. You may have a question I can answer in a video or in a post that maybe a bunch of other people had. So please reach out. And that is what helps me improve this for you. So have a great day. Put these tools into effect immediately. Okay? Take care.